Okay. Okay, so hi Annette, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. So it's been about a week since our last session. What kind of thoughts have come up for you since then?
Actually doing really well.
That's good.
Compared to last week
Mm-hmm.
or whatever when we last met. Feel pretty good. Now that like it kind of everything's like kind of washed out and
Washed out with?
like with my ex-boyfriend. Like
okay.
he was texting and calling a lot and leaving a lot of messages and stuff, and I was just like, stop it, because I couldn't. It's like it was distracting. It was like almost like he was wanting to control me by that, and I just started ignoring him, which made him really mad. But then he finally, I was like, okay, I just talked to him. So we called, I don't know, last week sometime, and we talked, and we had actually a really decent conversation, and like he asked about school and stuff like that, and it was like a normal conversation, and he was able to kind of reassure me on some of the things that I was really worried about, like his family and stuff like that because of Andrew, and just some of the things that were really bothering me about that maybe I screwed it up, like, I don't know. He was able to reassure me, and then just kind of after we talked, while we were talking, he was trying to find ways to give back, and I was like, it's not going to happen, and
to get back together. While you were talking, he's finding ways to.
He wanted to move back and then find a way
to recreate a relationship.
Yeah, like if he could stay in the camper or stay with his boss, his friend, or whatever, like ways that he could get back to Bismarck and then like try and prove to me. But like even while he was talking to me, he was drunk, so I was just like, no. I mean, and I can tell by the messages you've been leaving me, like all you've been doing is just sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, drinking,
right.
And I'm like, I'm not interested in that, and I'm tired of it. And what I told him, I was like, it's like you just seem to think that this is the first time I've said that's not okay, when I've been saying it for like over a year that this is not okay. I can't live with this anymore.
His drinking behavior isn't okay.
The drinking and how he behaves when he does drink, that sort of stuff is not okay, and that he needs to get his poop in a group. And I've been saying it for a long time, and it's like he just woke up to the fact that this is like the first time. Like I said, this is the first time, but this time it actually hit home. But that's how drastic I had to be to get my point across. But to me, it's been like the millionth time I've given him a million chances, and I've tried to be supportive, and he has made lots of changes, but they're not big enough changes. Like, I don't know, it's just weird, and so it's just not a healthy relationship for me, and I know that, and I know that it's been a long haul, and I guess now what I want to do is like repair more than anything myself. But even just after having that conversation and kind of putting down like my boundaries and saying no, even if you came back, obviously I can't tell you where to live, but we're not getting back together, and since then he's kind of left me alone, and that I like that. I mean, it makes me feel like I feel less stressed, I feel less worried, I'm not as
he's
anxious.
Listening to your boundaries.
And so, he texted me Friday night, and I just ignored it because I was with a friend, but I feel like I can do that, and then he didn't, it's not like he left 9 texts like he was doing, it was just the one, and then that was it, and I just ignored it.
And I remember before we were talking, and responding to those text messages, that was a big problem for you, because you wanted to keep that connection going. But now I hear you talking, it seems like it's pretty easy for you now. Is that, am I on the right track?
Yeah. Like, I don't have any desire to try and, try and keep something up unless, because I think he's just feeling sorry for himself, because the texts that he sends are not really appropriate for the fact that we're broke up,
Right.
And it's like, I'm busy. I've got a job. You know, I'm going to school. I've got kids. I got, you know, holiday crap up the wazoo right now for the kids. And so, you know, I got things going on. And he's just sitting on his parents drinking, you know. So for him, it's like he's just wallowing in it. And I feel like I'm light years ahead in where I'm at, you know. But plus, I also was the one that made the cut. So I knew it. You know how you know it's coming, or you know, like it's coming down the pike. It's slowly coming. You just like it just takes like that one final time finally. But I saw it coming months in advance. It was just like that was the final straw. And I was like done. You know, we're done. So yeah, I feel really good. I just wanna.
That's great.
Work on like I still kind of hear. Especially on the way out, you know, like the night or the morning that took him to the airport or whatever, you know, he was drunk and he was saying all kinds of, you know, mean things just to try and get back at me, you know, like stuff like, you're going to be a horrible counselor, you know, you're only trying to be a counselor because you're a horrible person and that'll make you look better. And, you know, so like I'm trying to do my homework and I'm like, you know, that stuff kind of pops up in my head. And I know it's not rational, and I know that he was just saying it because it was something that would bother me. He knew it would bother me, and he was really good at picking up on the things that would bother me and throwing them at me. But I want to quit hearing that kind of stuff, like
those automatic thoughts in your head that go,
the negative things that popped up in my head. You know, things that he said to me before that kind of just automatically, like when something doesn't go right, like with my daughter today, last night we got into it because she was being a snot, and then tonight I got on her case because she wasn't doing what she was asked, and she was giving me attitude, and one of his things was like, that reason that she's like that is because I was a poor parent, you know, I didn't do the right things, so now she's a snot. Well, she's not even like a bad kid, she's 15, so she has an attitude, it's just the way it is, you know. But like after I got done arguing with her, I was like, you know, maybe if I would have been harder on her when she was younger, then I wouldn't have to deal with this right now.
And is that your way of changing that automatic thought, or is that you kind of feeding into what your ex-boyfriend
he was saying?
Tell you? Okay.
Yeah, because I always thought I was a good mom because my older son, you know, and I shouldn't say that again. I don't know. I've always thought that that's something I've prided myself on is that I do whatever I can for my kids. I mean, I've always been there for my kids, and they're like the first thing, they come first, you know. But he kind of twisted that on me and always said I was coddling him, or you know, and stuff like that. And I never felt like I really was, but he made it seem like I was so much all the time that it makes me doubt my own parenting skills. Even though I know how I want to be with my with my kids, I know how I want to parent them. It made me doubt that what I'm doing is what is right, but he doesn't get to choose that. I get to choose that, and if it doesn't bother me, then it shouldn't bother him. But I just want all that. I want to quit thinking about the stuff that he tried to implant as negative thoughts in my head. Things that I wasn't. I mean, I have enough anxiety and worries in my own head that I don't need somebody else to tell me stuff. And so,
and I think a lot of people in your situation can relate with you in those. You know, we get those automatic thoughts drilled into our heads so easily that it's hard to like get them out once they become all natural. And it sounds like, from what I'm hearing from you, that it's just kind of, it's very automatic. You know, do something wrong, I'm a bad parent. You know, and one good technique for this, if you're ready, is to look at the facts. What did the facts say?
I don't know, because she is a snot.
So,
you know, I mean,
she probably is.
She's got an attitude. So then I'm like, well, is that because I didn't do something right, or is that because she's just 15? I don't know.
Right, and so you can take a look at those facts. Is it because, you know, and a lot of this is, no, we can never be responsible for someone else's behavior. That's kind of the inner, like, outer locus of control. can influence, but we can never be responsible for them. So, like, if we kind of, like, pack it down, did you make her act that way? Did you forcibly push her to act out in an aggressive way?
No.
Okay. Is that a fact?
Yes.
Yes. So.
And, I know where a lot of it comes from. She had some frustration over her birthday and being with her dad instead of at home, and some of that's coming back. She brought that home last night, and she was just like, I was like, you need to go back outside.
Yeah.
And come back in because holy cow. But I knew what was going on. It's just getting her to realize what was going on. I was like, but without allowing her to be a turd too at the same time, And so, I know that, and that's just it. Is I rationally know in my head that I'm thinking negative thoughts that somebody else put there, but it doesn't stop them from popping up every now and then. Yeah, and I want to get rid of thinking those things, and I don't know what it will take. But I've always kind of had issues with, I don't know if it's self-esteem or what. Like, I'm always apologetic, like, all the time. Like, I'm always worried what other people, not necessarily what they're going to think of me, but did I do enough for them, or did I help them enough, or was I nice enough, or, I don't know, just, I want to be there for people all the time, and then I apologize, like, if things, for stupid stuff, and then, like, after I apologize, I'm like, why did I just apologize for that? That was dumb. But I do it all the time, and it's almost like I apologize so much that it doesn't even mean anything anymore. Yeah. And it's like, I just wish I would quit, feeling sorry for stuff that I don't know why I do that.
So I hear a few things, not to interrupt, but what I hear throughout this session, I hear a few things, and a lot of it has to do with just kind of a renewal of your self-esteem. Ever since the situation with your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend, it sounds like, there's been a lot of automatic thoughts in your head now that are just tearing you apart, and they're not serving you anymore, and they're not effective anymore, and I think you know that.
Well, actually, I think it's gotten better now that he's not here, because I'm not hearing them verbally. It's just that it's already, going away. It's just that I didn't want it to just disappear. But, so just having them not being reiterated every day is helping in and of itself. But, but they're still kind of driven in there.
How would your life look like if you didn't have those thoughts anymore? Like, just say, like, a month from now, like, we worked on some techniques, which is going to take a lot longer than a month. But, like, we work on something, and what do you want it to look like? Like, what do you want Annette's, like, what do you want, however you envision it, what would that look like for you, ideally?
I guess I just want to be more relaxed in all my environments. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of tense all the time, because I don't know if I'm trying to, I don't know, I feel like he was really good at isolating me. Like, I didn't have a lot of friends, or a lot of contact with friends, didn't have a lot of contact with family, and like, he almost like boxed me in, even with my own kids. I felt like I wasn't getting to be who I really wanted to be, and I'm already kind of seeing some changes in that at home, and like taking opportunities to hang out with friends instead of just sitting at the house or whatever. And I guess just being more relaxed and happy, just happy with myself, and not so, I don't want to care so much about everything. I feel like that's my biggest thing, is that everything becomes such a big deal all the time. Like, I create my own chaos.
Yeah.
Like, I do. Like, as soon as I don't have something to worry about, I will find something else to worry about. When that's fixed, when that's fixed, I find something else. And I feel like it sounds really stupid, but it serves me really well, because it gets me to do stuff. Like, I get a lot of stuff done. I'm capable. I'm, like, super capable in a lot of different areas, because I'm so anxious, which drives me to get stuff done all the time. But as soon as it's like, I know that I would like to have 5 seconds of peace. 5 seconds just 5 minutes to just not think about anything. Like, even last night I woke up at like 2:47 in the morning and was like wide awake, and I was like, okay, this is what I gotta do for school, this is what I gotta do for school, this is what I gotta do for work, I gotta do this, and then I got all these concerts, how am I gonna, and I started scheduling at 2 in the morning, and it's like, no, I just want to sleep, because I'll be grumpy if I don't.
Yeah. But, so, relaxation, that's a theme I hear a lot, easing of anxiety, lessening of anxiety, relaxation. To start very, very small, what do you think is something that you can do in between now and our next session that can just get you on that track getting there?
I need to start running again more actively. I mean, I've been running some here and there, but I used to run, probably 5 out of 7 days, and now it's more like 1, maybe 2 days a week. I need to be more actively running and working out, and then I was doing yoga for a while, and that seemed to really help. Not the yoga itself, because I fell down. But like at the end, I felt like, okay, that where you're just kind of laying there, and I need to learn how to slow down instead of like I rush and then I just like lay in bed and then I'm laying there, and it's like I never let myself ever ease into anything. I'm just always like hurry up and
So, okay, running, yoga. I heard a lot of things. Which one would you like to try the most?
Running.
Okay. And what do you think is a reasonable amount of time to spend on that a week?
I think if I got up to like 3 times, maybe 4 times a day, or a week, that would be good.
Will 4 be too much?
Possibly, just because of my schedule right now, because of the holidays and stuff. Okay. But I think it's reasonable, something that I could do after like school stuff all kind of slows down or whatever.
Okay. And what time are you going to do that?
Well, I ran today.
So. Oh, that's okay. Do you have like a set? Do you want to have a set time that you run, or do you want to?
Run well, because right after work I go. And
so after work you run 3 times a week.
Yep.
Okay.
So today, Wednesday,
or 4 times, sorry,
and then this weekend sometime.
Okay. And then keep in mind keep your goal in mind to lessen stress, kind of. And this is just a baby step forward, and it's not going to get better by Tuesday, which is tomorrow.
Right.
But so is there anything else that you'd like to bring up?
I think that's a good start.
Okay. Good place. So we'll do that running goal. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Annette. We'll see you next week.